Today, I want to introduce you to an amazing woman, soul sister Spryte Loriano. She is a visionary humanitarian, and the work that Sprite does in the world is just astounding. She is launching a transformational television show entitled Awakening Giants, and she has also done a plethora of extraordinarily moving humanitarian work in the world that I want to talk with her about today, and also how she got started on her path. Welcome to Passionate Living, Sprite. It's so great to have you here today.
Thank you, Kat. I'm so excited to be here with you as well. It's been so great to meet you.
Thank you. Could you tell me a little bit about this new show you have on?
Absolutely. It's a giant project. So,
Sure.
Awakening Giants is like you said, it's a transformational TV show that is really highlighting the incredible works of aspiring and veteran leaders around the world. We really focus on people, especially who are making great ripples and change on the planet in their own way, but are really unknowns. And so our giants, that's our cast, travel the world with us, experiencing once in a lifetime transformational change for themselves through the adventures that we put them through. We'll be launching our first season this year and moving back into production. So excited.
That is so wonderful. I'm so excited about that. So these are already people who are making changes, that are already involved in that world.
Our giants really are from all walks of life. Most of them are entrepreneurial. They are coaches, healers, trainers. They're also humanitarians. Some of them have their own nonprofits. So it's really a very wide net of people that we call change makers, because the thing is that, you know, when you're a leader, you can be a leader in a lot of different ways. You can be a leader in your community. You can be a leader in your family. So our youngest giant was actually 18. And our oldest giant was 76. And I think it's important for people to recognize that no matter how we might look on the outside, successful or whatever, wherever we are, when it's time to create change, when it's time to take ourselves to that greater fulfillment in our life, that greater legacy that we can leave behind, there is always something that we need to overcome next. And so it's like the destination, there's never like a end destination, right? Like we're always on that journey of really becoming our greatest possibility, our greatest self. And that's what Awakening Giants is really here to inspire, ignite, activate within our audience and our community.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now, how did you get into this world? What did you do before you watched The Secret and got inspired to become this visionary humanitarian? What was your journey up to that point?
When I was 31, I had been living penthouse large, $2 million company, and I lost everything within a year of starting that company. So I ended up going bankrupt. I got divorced. It was like everything that could happen to me in 1 year. It was like bam, 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 bam. I ended up, on a girlfriend's couch, and that was my awakening, my wake-up call. And I actually was in meditation one day, and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do next? Because it was like everything I tried to do from before wouldn't work. And so I knew that meant God was trying to tell me something. And in meditation, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I heard a voice that said, what did you always want to do that you didn't do because of your ego? And the very first thing that flew out of my mouth audibly, and I had to catch it back, was waitressing. And I was like, what? I ended up waitressing for 2 years, and it was the best decision of my life. That's where I say I discovered my purpose of service. And it gave me time to dive into discovering I was an artist, and took acting classes and started writing and doing all this other stuff that I never did before.
Now, you've done a lot of humanitarian work through the years. Can you tell me about your other projects?
Sure. Yeah, I really began my humanitarian journey in 2006 when the movie The Secret came out. A lot of your listeners might remember that movie. And I was inspired by Jack Canfield's story in that movie, actually, of when he was a school teacher and he went from 8,000 to 100,000 in 1 year. And it so inspired me. And over the course of 3 days, I started having these visions, and the vision became to feed 3 million children in 33 days. I had no idea how to do that. I've never done anything like that before. I'd never raised money before, or didn't know the first thing about it, but I just knew it. Like, I knew it in my bones. I knew it in my cells that I needed to do that. And I met Jack Canfield actually at a live event, and I went up to him and said, "Hey, Jack, I was inspired by your story in The Secret, and I'm supposed to feed 3 million children in 33 days. Do you want to help?" And he said, "Sure, sounds like fun." And so that's pretty much how it happened. And so within
That sounds like Jack.
Yeah. So within 6 months, I had a board put together. I, pulled a lot of people together and support. And we ended up feeding 1.2 million children in 33 days. So excuse me. So that's what started my journey.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. And the reason I share that with you is because I think a lot of people sometimes get frustrated or don't feel really like they can create a big impact.
Right.
And what I always know is that we create the best impact when we bring forces together, when we bring numbers of people together. It's not just about me. It's not me writing a check. It's not me having to do it all. Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group can change the world. In fact, that's, the only thing that ever has. And so that's the thing that I've always been good at, is inspiring people to come together and do something as a group.
So Sprite, where can we see this show? I'm so excited to watch it.
Okay, what I like to say is everywhere. Yeah, we're going to be everywhere. We will be on Amazon. We'll be on lots of different streaming platforms. So right now we have already distribution in place for about 200 million streaming devices, and we're just getting started. So we'll, by the time we launch, we actually launch our episodes in October of 2021. And so by that time, exactly. It should be able to find it on almost all of your streaming platforms.
If you had somebody who was listening today, who's on the brink, they're right there. They've been wanting to live their passions. Now COVID, more than ever, has gotten them to really rethink their life, but they're still working the same job. They're still doing the same thing. They're afraid, what will I do on the other side? What if the money doesn't come? What if this happens? What is this? And all of the fears that keep them in that place of not doing what they came here to do, their true heart's passion. What would you tell them?
Well, the first thing I would say is to believe in that voice. Believe in that voice that is calling you to something greater. It's calling you to greater joy. It's calling you to greater passion and purpose. And so believe in it and trust in it. And when you trust in it, the universe shows up and the universe provides you with the next step. Sometimes you just have to first make that decision that you're going to listen and trust, and then you see the next step ahead of you. So I would say that. And then I would say to come to awakeninggiants.tv and join our community so that we can support your journey along the way and connect you with tools and people and resources that can inspire you, that can help engage you in, waking up those parts inside of you that are waiting to be enlivened. And yeah, so those would be my two things. And reach out to me. I'll give you my information. I'm happy to have people reach out to me directly. And I have a great network. I have wonderful resources, and I'm happy to share them with people.
That's beautiful. That's very generous, and it's so inspiring to hear your talks, right? It's just what a remarkable journey you've been on, and like I say, the best is yet to come with this new project. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you, Kat. I'm so grateful to just be here with you and to be honored by you, sharing the word. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today on this magical ride into passionate living. Join us each week on Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 11. Plus, you can view segments of our show on YouTube at passionateliving.tv or on our website at passionateliving.com. Our goal in producing the show is to inspire you to live your dreams, as your journey will end up affecting the world around you in a powerful way. We hope you'll join us each week as we journey into the realms of passionate living. Until our next adventure, remember to take at least one baby step to bring you a little closer to living your dreams.